What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back to episode 3 of the walkthrough. So, this time around we are going to be heading on up into the northern region and out east. So you're going to mark right there where I marked, and we are just going to head straight on north. Now the reason we're going to these regions early, there's a couple reasons. There's a couple of upgrade things we're going to pick up just to give you a stronger, more confident start by upgrading our weapon a bit. For those of you that are playing as a mage, we're going to get access to some early mage stuff this episode. My strength boys, we're going to get y'all a real sexy weapon. Dex people, that your weapon's coming up, I promise. Though to be honest with Dex, you start with a katana or with dual curved swords, which are already really good. So Dex has probably one of the most solid starts in the game already. Go. And now we're going to drop on down. Trying to not knock it off. Stormwall is a really nice parry for shields. It allows you to parry arrows, so super useful in some of the early areas. Put on our lantern. With that, we have light. Just gonna run through this. We're not worried about killing anything. That cookbook along with the little scarab we killed, those are the only two things that concerned us in this little route. And this is basically a route to skip Stormvale and go straight up north. Now, from the testing I've done, this doesn't conflict with any of the side quests unless you beat the boss up north. That's in Caelid Manor. We're obviously not going to be going that far, but going to this region shouldn't auto advance any side quests, at least in the testing I've done in over 150 hours. So run on through and then we'll reach a grace. Now, while you're here, since we are running around in more dangerous areas, you might as well use some seeds, use whatever seeds we've picked up, along with any sacred tears we've gotten up until now. Just burn through them until it says, no more in inventory. Not worried about leveling up at all. I'm going to put everything into health for the time being, since we don't need mana at all for what we're doing. So we have another tier here, along with a basic sorcery merchant. Talk to him. This guy needs 10 runes, whatever, just give it to him. If you are playing as the prisoner, you're not going to have Glintstone Arc. I would suggest picking it up. This is probably one of the, if not the best, early sorcery in the game. It's cheap at only 10 FP. It is a very wide arc. And this is going to be your main AoE clear. If you're fighting a bunch of stuff, you're absolutely going to want that ability. So if you're playing a caster at all and you don't have it, you need that. Now, obviously, this is for intellect-based casters. If you're playing Faith, we already got you Flame of Frenzy, so you should already be just ready to dunk on bosses. And honestly, Faith build with Morningstar and Flame of Frenzy, you're already golden for like a massive chunk of the game. It's insane how much those two things will carry you. So there's a glintstone book in this encampment we can try and grab. Obviously, don't hang around. Like I said, stuff down here will hurt. No, you don't. The biggest thing right now is we are focused on running. So we're also going to be grabbing graces. Graces are really good just to have. It can allow us to fast travel back here later. It gives us a checkpoint if something does happen to kill us while we're out here.
You're surprised no matter. Why don't ask.
Another lantern. You give me crystal dart. Shadow shard arrow is pretty good. S-stock's good. I don't think I need that right now. So let me see. From here, we want to head there. That's our map marker. Northwest to Lascar Ruins, and then northwest to Teleporter. So, we're gonna head northwest first. There should be another grace that we can get around here. Now be careful, because some stuff will summon up in this area, and you're not gonna want to fight it, so just be ready to move. Stay light on your toes. Rest here just to get out of combat so those guys aren't on us anymore. Go. We got the grace. Now we'll go back and we'll grab the map marker. A bunch of dudes here, you're going to want to lure them away from it. That's why I wanted to get the grace, just because since you need to lure those dudes away. Out of all the stuff we've done route-wise, that was probably the most dangerous so far. Once again, we'll rest, get out of combat. Okay, and we're gonna go to northwest for a teleporter. This is the part where that dude's gonna summon up. We're not worried about that. We're just gonna go straight past, and we're gonna hit this and travel. Should get out just fine before that guy comes onto you. So this is the, as you can see, we're pretty far up north. This is going to be the legacy dungeon for this zone. So we'll be able to come back here later. We don't need to do it right now. You could. I wouldn't recommend it. We'll grab this. You need a key to get in here. This is a clue to where the key is at, but we don't need that. I'm going to be telling you where the key is at. So let's hop back on the horse, and we are going to head down to this. We're going to unveil more of the map. Let me just check my notes here. So we got the map fragment. Let's go southeast. There's a seed and a grace, and then we're going to head north for a different teleporter. So there's a bunch of stuff here that we'll want to fight. We're going to avoid pretty much all of it. So just kind of swing around to the side here. Grab this. I really don't want to fight anything that's here, because we don't have a ton of health yet. We don't have a ton of anything yet. But just keep following this path. You can see we're heading towards our marker. There we go. Safely avoided everything. This is a weird finger lady. I wouldn't bother talking to him. This fall will kill you, so what you're going to want to do is jump to a nearby roof, and then jump to another roof, and then you're good to go down. Snag up another golden seed. Just gonna keep on going through. If there's one thing to beware of in this area, it's those lobsters. I know you're like, what? Lobster? That's dangerous? Those things will snipe you. Apparently they are from Pokemon and they have water jet, but it's been like hyper upgraded. And man, that water jet will knock your ass clean off your horse and kill you. So be very careful of lobsters. Fear the old lobster. I want to rest again. And you can see now we have most of this area showing up. So next we want to head up north, and there's a teleporter by a gazebo, which I believe is this one. Let's check. Now we got the seed and grace. Head north, hit teleporter, grab the grace and map fragment, then head forward. Okay. Just gonna head towards that marker. I think there's one more grace in these ruins we can get, but I remember having some trouble figuring out exactly where it was at in my notes. But we're gonna be coming up on a grace. Oh, so this is an NPC from the Hold. His peasant died. Just go ahead and talk to him while we're here. He's very angry. Later on, we get to kill him, and you get a spicy whip from him that a lot of people are like going crazy over because it's like a chained whip, very similar to like something from Castlevania. Oh no. Not let the night thing. Oh, that's an Elden Lord. Don't let them hit you either. Alright, and we'll travel again. These teleporters can send you all over the place, so like if you don't know where it sends you, it's, you know, it's always going to be risky to use one, but for the most part, I mean, even after you teleport, you can always just open your map and fast travel. But so after that, there should be a grace like right here. I'm not seeing it. I think it's south a little bit. Yeah, there it is. It's behind, hiding behind the bush. And you just need to discover the grace to fast travel to it. You don't need to worry about warping or, you know, dying and respawning at the last grace or anything. I mean, you will respawn at your last grace if there's no stake nearby. That's a stake America. When you see those, you can choose those as a respawn point. But we're going to just run through these ruins for now. We're not doing anything else here. But you can see this archway very obviously looks like a hidden wall. And as you can imagine, it is a hidden wall. So run through that. Hit the grace. This one we are going to rest at just to de-aggro all that stuff that's attacking us. And talk to this dude.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old so here perhaps.
This guy has a infinite supply of 1 and 2 sombers, and then we can buy 3 and 4 sombers from him. So we're gonna want to buy a 4 somber, which is 6,000. What I would suggest doing, honestly, we don't really have the runes right now, but you can just do that farming route to get it. Right now, in our upgrades, we already have a 1, a 2, and we're about to go grab a 3. So if you want to get the 4, it's going to help, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's like, it's not like, you know, yeah, you need a +4 weapon. Like, you don't need a +4 weapon at this point, but, you know, obviously upgrades are upgrades. It never hurts to have more. So from this point, we're going to head out east, and I'm just trying to get to a spot where I feel comfortable with the drop down. There we go. Right, let me get rid of some marks. What's the mark at? It's a mark down here still. There we go. We want to go right here, right by that broken bridge. And that is going to get us our level 3 upgrade. Like I said, if you want to get that 4th upgrade, go do the ball trick, let the ball roll off the cliff 3 times, go back and buy level 4 sombering from him. There's a grace literally next to him, and there's a grace next to the ball, so it'll take you a whopping 2 minutes to do the farm to get the 4th. I'll likely do it before the next episode, just because free upgrades is free damage. Now, I was trying to remember where the closest sombering 5 was. I know there's one that's like somewhere we can use a teleporter to get to, but I'd have to like really scour through notes. That being said, you're going to be more than fine with the upgrades we're getting right now. You know, this is so sombering. Let's put it in perspective. A sombering weapon only has 10 tiers of upgrades, whereas a regular weapon has 25 tiers of upgrades. So after we get that, don't go up. Instead, we're going to want to run over here. This next step is only really for casters, but I suppose it's useful for everyone. There's another mausoleum out here. I'll talk about map marking in a second as well. But yeah, so unique weapons and boss weapons are only going to upgrade to +10. They're going to use the sombering stones, but a +10 sombered upgraded weapon is the equivalent of a +25 regular upgraded weapon. So just getting our sombering up to, you know, like level 3, level 4, it's like having past a level 10 weapon that would be normally upgraded. So that's going to be very, very strong. Now, the normal weapons, we're still going to have a fair chunk of upgrades for those. You're not going to really be able to get it super high this early in the game, so if you're using one of the normal weapons, your damage might be a little bit lower, but trust me when I say you'll be just fine. I think I got my greatsword up to, I think it was like +9 at the start of the game like this, and, you know, a greatsword at +9 is already more than strong enough to just obliterate anything. I think I killed Godric the Golden in like 4 charge swings. It was silly. And that's the thing. I mean, a lot of this game is just knowing what to do to really do strong damage. Which I think, like, a big thing is a lot of people just don't realize a lot of the mechanical changes. Like, for example, because you can now force a stagger with strong attacks, doing charged heavies with strength weapons, you can basically force a target to fall down over and over and then do big critical follow-ups to its face. So what we're doing next is we're going to run along this road and we're making our way up to here. There's actually a teleporter that can take you to this area a little bit later in the Royal Academy, like the second Legacy dungeon. And I thought there was a Spirit Spring that would allow us to jump up, but I was looking and I didn't end up seeing one. So we're just going to run. So where we're going in particular is known as the Church of Vows. There's a couple different uses for this place. The first being that it's where you receive absolution. So if for some reason you smack an NPC and they're upset with you and you can't continue their quest line, this is the place that you're going to need to go to be able to have your sins forgiven and continue that quest line. To do that, you do need a consumable known as Celestial Dew, and we'll cover where to get one of those a little bit later. But it's important to have this on the map, just because, you know, I've already had people that are like, oh, I tried smacking Wolf Bro to take his armor, and now he's really upset with me. And it's like, well, now you're done and gone and screwed yourself a bit. So it's good to know where you get your sins forgiven. Besides that, though, the big reason I like coming out here so early is the best boy is out here. If you're wondering what I'm saying when I mean best boy, I'm talking about our big old turtle right here.
I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Miriam. My apologies. Do you know the origin? How it came to? Well, the shattering. It is here by the matrimonial, and so the Erd tree.
So, you can attack here. Do not hit this turtle. What's nice about this turtle is a multi-use merchant. He's going to have a couple of basic sorceries, a couple of basic incantations, but more importantly, you can give this guy any spell books you find. And even after beating the final boss, going to post-game, running all around, this guy is still here. Whereas other merchants, I've seen them go off on quests, they've, you know, died in some cases. So any books you get, bring it to the turtle. Can't go wrong with the turtle, he's great. Let's see. So next we got Caelid. NPC head out east ruins. I'm gonna start here. We're not going during nighttime. Which I forgot, we do get the starter Dex episode this episode as well.
Oh, you made it, and
so go ahead and talk him. He's gonna have some dialogue because we've been to the round table. Tell him we're gonna fly straight and true. Next, we are heading out to this area. And this will get us a nice Dex weapon, as well as send us deep into the eastern region. There's a couple different things here. The first that we're going to want to do is just go this way, and you can see this broken wall. Hop on over it. There's actually quite a lot of places like that where there's something that you can get, but it's not immediately visible, and you're going to need to jump with your horse to get it. Never discount platforming in Elden Ring. And there we have the Twin Blade. So, really solid dexterity weapon here. I mean, it's a Twin Blade, bro. What's not to love? And if you don't like that, well, you already have dual scimitars or a katana, so you should be happy with your choices. Some people out here like strength build struggling to find a big sword. I'm kidding. We're going to go find a big sword right now. So we do have a couple other things that we're going to snatch and grab from this area. This. Oh god, no. What am I doing? Go away, rat. Stone sword key. It's the most important of them. Let me see if I wrote anything else in here. Tin blade, stone sword key, rune, head into a teleporter trap. I wrote that there's a rune somewhere around here. Well, we're going to come back by later. I'm not worried about a single consumable rune item. Oh, there it is. Now, one of the big things is that my notes are largely bullet points this time around, just because there's so much in this world. The sheer scope of it will... It's going to take a while. So I'd ignore the rats. If you can get this door open, you can get the teleport trap open. Want to pop this? Stand right here. You should get transported before the rats kill you. Now, if you want to be extra safe, you can kill the rats, but, you know, as you saw right there, I haven't leveled up my health at all. Well, actually, just for the sake of a clean metric, let me see what my vigor is at, so you'll have a comparison. Because sorcerer classes might get killed trying to wait out the rats. So I have 15 vigor. So yeah, it might be worth killing the rats. Now, we are just going to haul ass out of this cave. Don't try to attack anything. Don't try to fight. Just run as fast as you can. Don't worry about grabbing the delicious upgrade mats this place is filled with. As you can see, that's what's going to happen here. These things are going to hit really hard, and you don't belong here. If you do die, one of the benefits is you're just going to spawn right back in that shack, so you can do that until you've managed to get over here to this grace. And then we're going to get outside. We're going to pick up a rune arc. We can get poison coat. We get a couple things here. So this area is a massive rot-filled swamp. Rot is like poison, but it's worse. So you don't really want to mess with rot. Thankfully, it doesn't afflict you while you're sitting on your horse, so you're good there. Now this guy is going to come back around. I like treasure goblins. Just gotta wait for him. Oh, no, he's gonna come this way in a second. Ah! I'm on path, but I missed him. Yeah, they can be pretty hard to hit. You just gotta be patient about it. If you're playing as a sorcerer, you can just toss out glintstone and that'll smack it as it's coming by. If you're playing as a melee build, all you can really do is just kind of predict when it's going to be in your range and hit it. I'm going... I keep going just barely... Just barely too soon or too late. God, I hate these things. Should have picked up like a Stomp Ash of War. I keep missing it. And the thing is, trying to chase it down on your horse, it goes faster than you do, so... Oh my god. Alright, we're just gonna wait right here for it, and I'm just gonna swing. This is honestly the hardest part of these early episodes, is killing this thing. There's a couple of these in the game, and late game, you know, you'll just drop a crazy weapon art out that'll summon lightning all over the place, and it's gonna die. Patience. Patience. Bro, it literally just ran right over me. I swear, I hate this thing so much. You know what? We're just gonna move on. You don't need to kill this thing. You don't. It has poison armament, which will allow you to enchant your blade with poison. Swear to God, I'm hitting it. Well, so the trick is you gotta hit it. That's what you gotta do. We are gonna head out this way though, in the southwest, and there's a grace right here in the middle of the rot swamp we want. Like I said, you're safe as long as you're on your horse. Stupid poison hidden ball thing. We'll kill it later. Poison's not that good anyway. So from here, a couple things. We're gonna mark this. Besides that, see southeast for... check my notes here. Afterwards, we're gonna shoot out west for some sorcerer stuff. And then we're gonna head southeast for the map fragment. There's the extra, I have an extra marker up somewhere. Just put other ones on the map to get rid of them. So the explosions that are coming out of the swamp, those can still hurt you, but you're not going to be afflicted by rot if you're just sprinting through. This is what we wanted, the Street of Sage Ruins. There are a couple different things here that we're going to grab. Similar to the last area, I wouldn't recommend trying to fight any of the guys here. You might even be able to kill them, but in general, stuff here, you are the one who will be doing the dying. So that's the Traveler's Hat and the Perfume Bottle, for those of you that want to play with perfume stuff. It's like consumables, like spitting fire out, spitting poison out, stuff like that. We can go around the side and grab this. It's the Meteorite Staff, that's going to be our Mage Staff. And then a early spell for the Mage is also here, if I can remember which little hut it's in. I thought it was this. Oh, here we go. It's down here. And we have Rock Sling. So if you're playing as a mage, that staff we just picked up, the Meteorite Staff, this thing has S scaling and intellect. It's going to also boost gravity-based sorceries, which Rock Sling is a gravity-based sorcery. I do think it's worth mentioning that the staff can't be upgraded at all. So, I mean, it's going to be really good at this point. I would not recommend using it for the entire game, but that staff will easily carry you until you have, like, a really nice staff that has crazy scaling. And that spell we just got, Rock Sling, that will be your primary boss nuke. So, if you're playing as a mage, just how the incantation builds, we already got them the Flames of Frenzy. If you're playing as a mage, the only thing that... There we Ash of War, Poisonous Mist. There you go, Poison Boys. We got something even better for you. If you're playing as a mage, the Arc Spell and Rock Sling, that's all you're going to need. Those two spells are going to carry you through the entirety of the first area. No questions asked. You could maybe put the Pebble on there if you really want it, but you don't need it. So we're going to grab this. We'll unveil Caelid for us. As you can see, now we're going to head this way to grab another Grace, just so we have a Grace down here that we can come back to when we want to visit this area. Do not let the little beastmen attack you. Alright, so rest at the site to de-aggro. Now, we could run all the way up through this area, but it's going to be a little bit risky, and where we need to get to is like over here. So instead, we're going to start from Summon Water, and we're going to work our way over to get the last thing that we need. So from Summon Water, we're just going to haul ass out east. We're going to kill this guy real soon, but not quite yet. It's crazy. I mean, we're what? We're like an hour and a half into the game, and we haven't really killed anything. We haven't even done anything yet. That's how big this game is. We are still literally, like, we're just getting dressed, baby. This is the morning. We're still just getting ready. You're putting on your socks and shoes. We are almost ready to go out into this giant, wonderful world. But before we do that, we are getting you the best start possible. We're sending you to school with all of the color-coded textbooks. You know, you got the green on the science, and you got the red on the math, and all that stuff. We got to go in this church. Do not go around the front of the church. Do not go around the front of the church. Come around from the side. If you go around the front, you're gonna get invaded, and something's gonna kill you, and you're gonna have a bad time. Get the grace. Grab that. So if you're ever running around in the world and suddenly you get kicked off your horse and you're like, what's happening? That's how you know that an invasion is about to happen. And not like a player invasion. Well, I guess, I don't know, by player invasions you can't be on your horse anyway. But yeah, that means an NPC is coming in to try and murder you. Welcome to Caelid. Oh man, this region terrified me when I first came here, and it ended up being a region I really like. But the thing is, this region is very deceptive, because there's these giant birds and the giant dogs, and they are super, super strong. And they will absolutely obliterate you. But you know what, real fast, just because there's a good chance we might die grabbing this, we're going to go ahead and spend our runes. What did I need? I needed strength and dex for my weapon. There we go. Grab those 2 points. I'm not worried about losing 250 runes. Peltress up. I'm just going to stay along the road and run past the undead army. Not concerned with them at all. And that carriage with the dogs is what we want. Now, I would suggest trying to sneak up. Well, they either sneak or go really fast. Those are your two options. Which actually, let me try going fast, because I tried sneaking the last couple times and that didn't work all that well. Got it. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, like I said, there is a good chance you were probably going to die grabbing that. Those dogs are mean, man. They are really mean. Which is also why I'm not worried about getting that little shiny dude. No, you got to be able to handle those dogs, and right now we can't handle those dogs. So we're gonna head back to Roundtable Hold. As a tip, when you're up at the map, if you just hit triangle, square, X, it'll always take you there. For my Xbox fam, that's gonna be what is it? YXA. So just boop boop boop, and you're gonna be at Roundtable. But we're officially ready to get started. So quick overview. If you're playing a in-camp build and you need a good one-hander, Morningstar baby. It has bleed built in, it's great. Dex build, if you don't like what you're already starting with, Twin Blade will put in work. My quality gang, we're going to be working with Bloodhound's Fang. Strength boys, I mean, it's the great sword. It's literally the sword from Berserk. Is there anything else that could be comparable? I think not. So yeah, that's going to be good. We got strength covered, we got quality covered, we got dex covered, we got one-hander for casters covered, we got my other caster boys covered with the meteorite, and we got a spell that can basically carry you to the start of the game for both my faith boys and my sorcery boys. And girls. This game includes everybody. But anyway, we're wrapping things up here. Next episode, we are going to do a quick run through Roundtable Hold, talk about all the NPCs, and then we're actually going to get started for real in Limgrave and knock out some content. So stay tuned. More walkthrough will be coming your way, and I'll catch you all then.